Hannibal.
How did you end up homeless?
I ended up homeless because I went through a very nasty divorce, and they tied my money up, and I trusted other people with my money, and this girl was supposed to be paying my taxes. She didn't pay my taxes. So the Internal Revenue took over half of my money, and then the divorce took the other half. Well, I was, after the Brody murder in Puerto Rico, I had no place to go. That was my last stop. So Mario Savodi had a company called ICW, International Championship Wrestler, up in the state of Maine. And he ran Maine, Massachusetts.
He said this, the money is tied up. I think what he said, his ex got half, and then the lawyer's stuff got half, or something like that. Oh boy, damn. So your money's tied up. That means you can't touch it. Oh boy, that's past frustrating.
Did shows in New Jersey, and he called me and put me on a contract for $1,000 a week. He said, it's not what you used to, Tony. He said, but you can make a living. He said, very cheap up here in Maine. He said, you can live up here. So I worked with Mario for about a year, and then Vince put Mario out of business. And Mario had to fold. So I ended up, after the first year of wrestling, I ended up with nowhere to go. And I had, my money ran out. I had no trade. I never did nothing. I started wrestling when I was 20 years old, so I never did nothing but wrestle. So finally, I ended up homeless. And I didn't have no phone. I didn't know how to contact nobody. Nobody knew how to contact me. I was just out of it. You know, I couldn't call nobody or anything. So I ended up sleeping in a place called the Kennedy Park. And one day, this woman from Germany, she was walking home, and she saw me sleeping underneath a bench. So she come over to me. She said, why are you out here? She said, it's cold. I know that. She said, do you know it's 22 degrees out here, and tonight it's going to be 6 below zero. I said, so? She said, well, you're going to freeze to death. She said, she said, if you need a place to stay, you come stay with me. I said, you just mind your own business. I cursed her out. She left. She came back with her daughter. They had butcher knives. So I go, oh, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk to you that way. They started chiseling the ice. I looked down, the whole right side of me was on the ice. What happened during the night, during the day, my body heat melt the ice. When the temperature dropped, the ice refreezes itself. So I'm frozen in ice, and I didn't know it. Because I had a lot of clothes on. I had like 4 pairs of pants, like 5 shirts. That's how homeless people do. If we find clothes, we put it on. You know, where you gonna put your clothes? We wore it. Everything we had, we wore.
Seriously, that is crazy. So cold out there. He didn't realize that the cold. He was frozen in it. Oh boy, that's. Legs was wrapped in the ice. That is no joke. That ain't funny right there.
I wasn't homeless. I was homeless for a year and a half. How I survived, I used to wait for McDonald's or Burger King to close, and right before they closed, I run and I climb into the dumpster. You know, where they throw away the trash, and when they throw all the burgers they don't sell, they throw them away.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I get.
They was talking about another story where the wrestler he got arrested because I guess they showed up late to the McDonald's and Burger King, and the guy said we'll pay you for all that stuff, and they wouldn't let him have it, and they threw it out and was picking at him. And the guy, I heard the guy what they asked, but that's another, wasn't with Tony, that was with somebody else. But yeah, they throw it at the end. It ain't spoiled. It just can't sell it no more. And they said they threw out a lot of stuff, all the Whoppers and all the stuff they don't sell, throwing them out, rough with it. Kind of like my buddy that time, when his eyes got too big for his head, he threw the wasn't burger threw the Big Mac in the garbage. Know about that? Nothing was wrong with it. And then I'll never forget, this guy something else. Throwing out the sausage roll. I said, throwing out the sausage roll. I said, throwing out the sausage. He threw it out. Nothing was wrong with it. Because I think he picked up more than one. And I was like, what's wrong with it? I didn't like the taste. It had something in it or something. I was like, he got carried away that time. But yeah, they throw out the stuff they don't sell. It could be 30 burgers. They throwing them out because they ain't sell them all. It's like it's in the garbage.
All them burgers, and then I jump out of the dumpster and I take and give them to other homeless people. And we ate burgers that night. One day I came out of the thing and the guy saw me and they put a lock on it.
That's fucked
for me. And then,
that's fucked up.
Lucky for me that the lady took me, so she took me to her house. Her name is Monica. She took me to her house. She took all my clothes off of me.
Hey!
Put them in a plastic bag. Set it outside.
Oh, it was right.
Put me in the shower. When she done that, I went into shock. My body went into shock. So she called the ambulance. They took me to the hospital. They put me on the girder and everything. I'm sitting there, and I came to, and I hear the doctor come out, and she said, "Well, how is he doing?" So he started asking all these questions. They couldn't talk to me. I was unconscious. So she tried to tell me as much about me as she could. She didn't know my name. They didn't know who I was. She said, he was sleeping in the park. And the doctor said, "You don't know him?" He said, "No." She said, I don't know him. And he said, "Did you bring me to your house?" And she said, "Yeah, he needed help." So then I took it up. The doctor took it, told her, and said, "Well."
Now, see, that lady there was good. She didn't want to see this man freeze to death. Got him off the street with. I remember I had a friend that did that. Didn't know the person. They got him off the street, and people thanked him for that. And it's freezing cold out there, huh? 30. What did he say? 30? No, he said 20. I think she said 20 below, and it turned to 6 degrees. Now about that. I don't know about sleeping in it. How the hell?
He's lucky because if you hadn't brought him in, he wouldn't have made it through that. He would have been dead. So you just saved that man's life. So they released me from the hospital, and I had that hospital thing on, because I had no clothes. So my wife said, "I brought some clothes for you, so you could work out of here." She had a pair of jeans. They were her jeans. So I put on women's jeans and a woman's blouse and a woman's coat when I left the hospital. And then she took me home, and I stayed with her. She said, "Well, you could stay here if you had no place to stay." But it took a week to get the stench out of her house. That's how bad I smell. So I cut my hair. Bugs came out.
Wow.
They ran all over her kitchen floor. Bugs.
How long have you been homeless for?
For 1.5 years. 18 months.
Would that have been the first time you stopped working out?
Yeah. For 18 months. So then I started going back to the gym, working
So about
out.
2 years.
And I guess I was blessed. Some people call it luck. But I'm a Christian, so when something happened to me, I feel God bless me. I'm not afraid to talk about God.
Remember he talked about a piece of it in another interview. I guess he was out there close to 2 years, and I don't know where they got 1.5 from, because that would be 4.5, wouldn't it? Unless he was like staying with somebody, but yeah, he said he was out there in the cold for a while, like the summertime, probably ain't bad, but winter and even in the places that ain't super cold, it still gets cold, and it's rough out there.
This policeman, every time he saw me going to the gym, he tried to stop me. So finally he stopped me. I thought he would stop me. I would tell him, I said, "Look, I don't get in the dumpster no more." I said, "I'm living with." He said, "Yeah, I know you live with that German lady now." He said, "I know." He said, "We know, Tony." He said, "Do you know of Vince McMahon?" And I go, "Yeah." This is about 1 year after, I would say 6 months after I stopped being homeless. And I go, "Yeah." He said, "Well, he's been trying to get a hold of you." He said he called the police station to look for you. And he said, I told him that I would, talk to you. So he said, here's his number. I said, well, we don't have a phone. Because Monica was not rich either. He said, we don't have a phone. He said, but the police said, well, you could use my phone. So I got in the police car. He drove me to his house. I used his phone. Vince said, hey, Tony, where have you been? We've been looking for you. And I said, I'm up here in Maine.
That man been laying on the concrete.
But when Mario left, said, Mario don't even know how to get over here. I called Mario. Said, nobody know how to reach you. He said, I got this great idea. He said, only you can make it work. I said, okay. He said, you got any money? I said, no. He said, well, I was sending you some money and a ticket. So I walked in. And they said, go to the costume. I go, costume? I don't know nothing about no costume. So I went in costume, and they made me Saba Simba.
That was horrible.
People didn't know that 6 months before Saba Simba, I was homeless, and I weighed 195 pounds.
So that got you back on your feet.
Yeah, but I tried to help the lady that helped me. So every month, I would send her $500 every week. When I got finished wrestling, I came to her, and I said, because she kept all my stuff and everything. I was still living there. And she said, I said, well, the wrestling is over with. I don't know what I'm going to do now. And she said, well, you know about that weightlifting. Maybe you could get a job at one of these gyms. I said, well, you have to go to school for that first. She said, well, you got enough money. I said, what money? She said, the money you sent me. I said, that's for you. She said, no, that's your money. She said, I didn't spend none of it.
That's something.
She didn't spend a quarter of that money. So I went to school.
This lady is something else.
Trainer, and then I married that woman.
There you go.
And we've been married for 30 years.
That's serious.
Wow.
I was gonna say, I know I didn't pause it. That lady there didn't know this man from dirt and looked out for him. 30 years, because I think I heard him say in the interview, or no, I think it was the Hall of Fame. He said in '89, that's when the homeless thing started. So I guess 89 to 90, or not 90, 91, said 2 years. So yeah, that's something else. Because most people would have kept walking and left him out there. That is something. I know in another interview, he said his wife done got bad sick now. That's horrible. But yeah, didn't know the man and helped him out. That's good. See, been married for 30 years. Some people would have kept walking and left you out there. But she said, no, it's freezing cold out there. So, said going from 20 degrees to 6 degrees. That's like Mr. Freeze weather. That's no joke, boy. Colder than hell out there.